You've seen it happen 100 times. A player completely loses it on the pitch. Red card, game over, team loses, and everyone watching thinks, what was he thinking? But here's the thing. He wasn't thinking. That's exactly the point. Football isn't just a physical game. At the highest level, the players who win the most aren't always the fastest or the strongest. They're the ones who understand how to get inside an opponent's head and completely dismantle them from the inside out. And the tactics they use are darker than most people realize. This video breaks down 6 psychological weapons that footballers actually use to win. Some subtle, some brutal, all of them effective. By the end of this, you'll never watch a match the same way again. Let's start with the second most powerful one on this list, because it happens constantly and almost nobody notices it in real time. Befriending the referee. Watch any smart captain over a full 90 minutes and you'll see a pattern. They never scream in the ref's face. They jog over calmly, they chat, they smile, and every time there's an incident, they're already there framing it. He's been doing that all game, ref. Keep an eye on him. That's not good sportsmanship. That's a calculated influence campaign aimed at the one person who decides the match. Referees are human, and humans are quietly susceptible to liking someone. When you build genuine rapport with a person, they give you the benefit of the doubt on the close calls. Over 90 minutes, those 50-50 decisions add up to something massive. The player who manages the ref isn't being polite, he's running a long con. But that's just one layer of the psychological game. The darkest art in football is something far more sinister, and it's been used to change the outcome of World Cups. Sledging, the deliberate, targeted emotional sabotage of an opponent through words. The whisper in the ear isn't random. It's aimed at whatever will hurt most. Because psychologically, anger and emotional arousal narrow your attention and destroy your decision-making. A player who can turn a calm, composed opponent into a raging mess has already half beaten him before a ball is kicked in anger. The most famous example in history is the 2006 World Cup final. One sentence, reportedly about Zidane's sister, made one of the greatest players who ever lived headbutt Marco Materazzi, get sent off and arguably hand Italy the World Cup. Think about that. Words. That's all it took. The goal of trash talk is never to win the argument. It's to hijack the opponent's self-control. And once that's gone, the game is basically over. So we've got referee management and psychological sabotage. But there's a third weapon that combines both of those into something almost diabolically clever. Baiting an opponent into a red card. This is where it gets really dark. A player will niggle, shirt pull, stand too close, do just enough to get under someone's skin without ever crossing the line himself. Then the moment the opponent reacts, a shove, a push, anything, he goes down like he's been shot. The referee sees the reaction, not the provocation, and punishes the wrong man. The genius of it is that it weaponizes 2 things at once: the opponent's anger and the referee's perception. The victim ends up looking like the aggressor. A player who masters this can remove a star opponent from the game without ever committing a real foul himself. It's manipulation dressed up as victimhood, and it works. Now, if you're finding this interesting, there's a whole other side to football psychology around confidence and performance under pressure. Drop a comment below if you want a video on that, because it goes even deeper than this. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do it now, because this is the kind of content we make here. Right, back to it. Because there are 3 more weapons, and one of them is so common you've probably never even questioned it. Time wasting and fake injuries. Going down clutching a leg at the perfect moment isn't just killing the clock. It's killing momentum. The real genius is the timing. A player collapses exactly when the opposition is building pressure and belief, and it snaps their rhythm completely. The crowd deflates, the players cool down, the flow is gone. And then by the time the game restarts, that wave of momentum has completely died. The clock is just the cover story. The real target is the opponent's belief, and belief is fragile when you keep interrupting it. Then there's the penalty mind game, which is one of the most fascinating psychological battles in all of sport. Keepers almost never save penalties on pure reflexes. They win them in the taker's mind before the kick even happens. Standing tall to look bigger, delaying the restart, talking to the taker, pointing confidently to a corner like they already know where it's going, All of it is engineered to plant doubt. And a doubting brain takes a worse penalty every single time. The keeper's real job isn't to guess the right direction. It's to make the taker think instead of just strike. Because the moment a player starts consciously thinking about where to put the ball, their natural technique breaks down. And finally, the one that starts before the game even kicks off: reputation and the statement tackle. Feared players use their reputation to buy a half-second of hesitation from every opponent they face. And that half-second is everything at the top level. The old hard men of football used to fly into one big, brutal tackle early in the game, not necessarily to win the ball, but to send a message. It's going to be a long night for you. That fear lingers. It affects every run, every challenge, every decision for the remaining 85 minutes. Intimidation is just psychology with the volume turned up. So here's what we've actually covered. Referees get managed through rapport. Opponents get dismantled through targeted words. Stars get removed through baiting. Momentum gets killed through fake injuries. Penalty takers get beaten before they even run up. And the fear game starts in the tunnel before a ball is touched. What looked like a physical sport is actually a psychological war being fought on every single blade of grass, every single minute. The players who understand this aren't just athletes. They're tacticians of the human mind. And now that you know what to look for, you'll see it everywhere.